What is going on, YouTube? Fascinating graveyard. How's that for an intro? No music, just fascinating graveyard. Maybe I'll add an intro later, I don't know. Anyways, today we are at the Evergreen Cemetery here in Louisville, Kentucky. And I'm here to visit the grave of Wilson Pickett. If you don't know who he is, I'm going to explain. He was a very famous singer and songwriter. Very well known. We're going to talk about the songs that he sang. I might be doing a little bit of singing. Don't roll your eyes at me. Don't you dare. I'm going to talk a little bit about his career and pay a quick visit to his final resting spot. So Wilson Pickett, he was born March 18th, 1941 in Prattville, Alabama. And during an interview, when he was talking about his life, he said his mom was the baddest woman that he's ever known, and that she would beat him with anything she can get her hands on, whether it be a skillet, whether it be wood from the fireplace, a broom handle. I mean, anything, extension, anything. You know, I bet his mom and my mom would probably get along very, very well. They could probably talk about really cool ways of beating your children. Did you know that you can beat your own son with his own PlayStation that he worked very hard for? Did you know that that is a very cool object to use on your own child? How do you beat your own son with his own PlayStation? Oh well, enough about my childhood tortures, terrors. My own PlayStation. Anyways, enough about me. So I guess he got tired of the insanity, because I did, because we both moved out of our crazy mother's houses. I went to Las Vegas, he went to Detroit, and he went to go stay with his dad up there. And Wilson was a very good singer, and he sang gospel growing up. Now, when he went up to Detroit later, as he got older, he joined the Falcons, a pretty well-known, I guess you would call them a crossover group. They were a gospel group, but you know that in those days, even though gospel was more popular than it is now, in those days, I mean, the pop music, secular music, that's where the money is. That's where the girls are. That's where the fame and the notoriety and all that stuff, that's where that is. And the devil's music. So he sang with the Falcons. They had, a couple of little successes here and there. But that's how he got popular. That's how he got well known, was from singing with that group. And he had, a couple little hits by himself, recording solo. So in 1959, when he was with the Falcons, he linked up with, I want to say, if my memory suits to serve me, maybe Atlantic Records. Don't quote me on that, kids. Don't quote me. But he started becoming pretty popular, and like I said earlier, he was a songwriter. He's the one that wrote that song, If You Need Me, the one that Solomon Burke sings. He actually co-wrote that song, and he has sent that into the record company, and he cut a demo of him singing it. I guess pretty much they stole the song and they gave it to Solomon Burke, because he was their number one star that they seen that he was going to be the next big thing. And he had a pretty dang good career himself, you know what I mean? And that tore him up. I mean, he, I guess he kind of got over it, but man, that must be, you got to be pretty, peed off to hear somebody singing a song that you wrote. You're like, geez Louise. But later on, he would prove to have a much more successful career. He's recorded dozens and dozens and dozens of songs. The more famous songs that I know would be, well, of course, you got Mustang Sally. That's a pretty popular one. Land of a Thousand, was Land of a Thousand Steps or something like that? Something like that. That's a pretty good song in itself. I can't hum it right now for some known reason. I have no idea. Na 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 na. Come on, sing it with me now. That's it, right? But of course, his most famous song, a song that some of you were conceived to, was Midnight Hour. I'm gonna wait till the midnight hour when my love begins to shine. Ooh. You know I was gonna do it. Y'all can't tell me nothing. Y'all can't tell me nothing. But honestly, I do need to stop. Anyways, moving along. He's had quite an amazing career. He did have some health setbacks back in 2004. Now, up until that time, he would probably do about a couple dozen shows a year in and around the country. And, excuse me, still a little bit under the weather, but pushing through. One article says he had 4 kids. The other one, he has 6. So we don't know how many kids he had. He has some kids. You know, he's a busy man, you know. And he died pretty young. He died when he was 64 years old. Now, don't ask me why I do this. Every time I find a bandana, I always pick it up. I go to my car, I get a plastic bag, and then I wash it, and then I use it. I know there could have been all kinds of disgusting DNA specimens on that rag, but that's just something that I do. If I find a hat or a bandana, I keep it. I keep it, and it's mine. Enough about my weirdness. Starting to embarrass myself over here. He's had 50 songs recorded that have been on the that have hit the top 100 R&B charts, and some of them have hit the pop charts. That Midnight Hour song, that actually reached number 21 on the pop charts, and it reached number 12 in the pop charts in the United Kingdom. And of course, this is the final resting place, this mausoleum. And usually mausoleums, they're never on. But this one, this is the coolest mausoleum I think I've been into in quite some time. And right here, this is the final resting place of the late and great Wilson Pickett Jr. Did not know he was a junior. And that's inscribed right there: to our beloved father, grandfather, brother, friend, and companion. We were greatly loved. You were greatly loved and wonderfully appreciated. Rest in peace. He will be missed. Only 64 years old. He died of a heart attack. He died in Virginia. And he spent quite some time here in Louisville, and this is where he wanted to be buried. So definitely one of the late and great singer-songwriters of all time. And I was glad that I can come here to share with you a little bit of his history, and to talk about his mother beating him with whatever objects. My mother would, well, not to get into all that, but I thought that was funny. And that's when you hear stories like that resonate with you because you kind of know what they went through, it just kind of makes it funny as an adult, like looking back at all that nonsense. So anyways, rest in peace to Wilson Pickett Jr. And with that, I bid you adieu, guys. I will see you on the next video. By the way, I always want to get your guys' opinion when I do stories such as this, stories about singers and songwriters. Sometimes I feel I should go more in depth on their career, but I still don't know if you guys like these quick videos or sometimes I can go further in depth. So I think, let me know in the comment what you think, and I might try to do my next video where I go to a particular singer or songwriter's, or performer's grave, and maybe I do the video a little bit differently. Because I feel sometimes that I rush through these videos, but I don't know, I don't know, music that I grew up with as a child, and I have a good feeling about it. So these videos, even though he died pretty young, he died of a heart attack, he died young, but I have good memories of listening to his music. My sister playing a lot of oldies as we were children having to share a room. Okay, guys, I am out of here. I'm heading east. I'm heading east, kids. I will catch up with you later. And if you're ever in the Louisville area, come down and pay your respects to Mr. Wilson Pickett. And this mausoleum, lovely mausoleum. Air conditioning is lovely in here. Catch up with y'all later. Have a good one. Peace out.